DA got that dope.
Let's go. This is definitely about. Shout out Kodak Black, man. Right. Shout out Kodak. This is definitely about. I don't even know what start talking because I haven't heard this yet, so I'm still sitting there like listening. Like, I wish it was in the summer though. Yeah, this would have been perfect. Alright. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to BlvdAve Radio. This is episode number 22. I am your host, Old Man Logan.
King B up in here.
It's the kid, Gas Station P.
Alright, and we got a special guest in here today, y'all, on episode number 22. Go ahead and tell him your name, sir.
AR Muse.
Shout out to AR Muse. What's going on, fam?
What's going on with you?
Can't call it. Alright, y'all. So we're gonna switch it up a little bit on episode 22. You know what I mean? We're trying to get some things going. So this week we're gonna kind of mash up our interview that we normally would have had on BlvdAveTv into the actual episode. So we're gonna have some mental health discussion and stuff with AR Muse today. And you know what I mean? We're gonna jump into our topics as well. So y'all ready, fellas?
Let's go.
Alright, first and foremost though, before we get into everything, gotta say rest in peace to Logic Radio founder and you know what I'm saying, he ran the building, Kevin Mark Gray. He passed this week, man. You know what I'm saying, brother? Yeah. You know what I mean? Gave us a shot. You know what I mean? He's been supportive from the start with BlvdAve Radio. You know, he gave us a shot. Gave me a shot initially on Chauvinist Pigs podcast. So just wanted to shout out the big homie, man. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Quick moment of silence, you know, for him real quick.
Word.
Word.
Yep. Also got to say rest in peace to Warner Saunders. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna jump into sports.
All right, with the sports, what should I start off with? I don't know. I'm gonna start off something small. I'm gonna start with LeBron saying that he let the little guys drink wine. Plus, he got his HBO show coming out again.
The little guys as in who?
The kids. The Bronny and Bryce. Oh, no. They grown enough. Bronny and Bryce. And then he had his episode of The Barbershop, or The Shop, I think is what it's called, with Drake on there. I don't know if y'all guys checked it out. I saw snippets of it.
I saw a snippet on the internet. I didn't get a chance to watch it.
I didn't get a chance to watch it. But yeah, he let the little guys drink wine. He said they was the way how they mature. He feel like, you know, I don't think he actually lets them sip a whole glass, but you know, they may take a sip. I think it's more of
I don't think that's something he should be telling the public though.
I mean, to me it don't matter.
It don't matter, but he shouldn't be telling.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying as in the way he worded it, he made it seem like it was that's how mature they are. Because he also said in a week they'll probably be driving.
At the end of the,
you know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, that's still illegal. He shouldn't be saying.
Well, I don't think LeBron is actually letting them sip wine. Everybody back then,
if it's a swallow,
everybody back then used to. You know, when parents used to say, get a baby some little whiskey on their nose. Whatever they call on the gums, let them go to sleep. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it didn't come back as nothing bad, so, you know. I mean, I just think it was a little shot.
So he said ain't nothing wrong with a little Jesus juice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's good for your health, they say. Right. It's good for the heart.
He was also cursing on that episode too, man.
LeBron, he curses on a lot of stuff. LeBron's not behind the NBA camera. He curses a lot.
I was like, yo, it's kind of weird seeing LeBron curse. Not saying he don't or he can't curse.
Right.
It was just like, whoa.
They were talking about that on, I think, Jalen and Jacoby.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird seeing, you know, your NBA, face of your NBA, you know, using language like that. Mm-hmm. Everybody does it.
Right. He's
no different. He's a person. You know, he's here today.
Mm-hmm. But it is funny though. On with LeBron and the Lake Show, they went against the Warriors twice. Both won both games. They won both games for the preseason. They was really intense games. They played it like it was a regular season or almost kind of a playoff match. So. What do you guys think the outcome would be due to the fact LeBron's finna see them a lot this year? What do you think that outcome would be?
It's preseason. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, preseason. I ain't giving no validity to it.
Even if we're not gonna take the wins, what do you think though from the outcome?
Once the Dubs hit that switch, nobody.
To me, it looked like they hit that switch them 2 games.
Nah,
they was playing. Curry was playing. Well, I saw the games. Curry was playing. KD, all of them was playing. They hit that switch. They just couldn't stop them young boys.
Honestly, I think they were just studying him, though.
Yeah.
You think so?
Man, they were studying him.
Because Brandon Ingram got off. They're going to have a problem with Brandon Ingram. If he
They
gets...
definitely will not.
Ain't gonna be no upsets.
I'm going for Brandon.
No upsets.
I'm going for Brandon. I ain't saying upset. I said in a 7-game series, I'd take 4-3.
The only
so you
offensive-
Warriors 4-3.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. So y'all think the Warriors or the Rockets gonna be first seed this playoffs? This
Warriors.
I got the Rockets going first seed.
Man, I got
So-
the Warriors, man. I don't think
Okay.
the Rockets gonna pull it together.
Yeah, because if they can't put it together.
Too much personality in that team.
All right, so where y'all see the Lakers ideally if they can, you know what I'm saying, get to the playoffs? Maybe 8th seed?
I don't think
Fifth.
they can.
You don't think they can?
I think fifth seed.
Why do you think 5th?
I mean, if he can jail them, I mean, he took the Cleveland Cavaliers, who was a 0 and what they had a bad record that 1 year before he came back, and then took them to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm pretty sure he can do that with
They
these
had
guys.
a bad record, but they also had a bad coach, but they had a great player in Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, and what LeBron, he
And Kevin
damn near got the same thing, if not a little more.
Nah,
you
don't have anybody close to Kyrie.
Rondo. You got a champion right there. Rondo, who's a great point guard, top 10 point guard in the league right now. You have him. You can't say, no, he's not going to do anything for him. Rondo took the Pelicans to the playoffs, and they played a good playoff
Anthony
series.
Davis took the Pelicans.
And also, Rondo was a part of that. No, okay, we didn't take him. He was a part of that, and they played a good playoff run. Then you got people such as Lance Stevenson, great defensive. You got these young guys who can ball, who are better than the Cleveland Cavaliers team.
He's going to be the
with
biggest,
the young guys.
Yeah, he's going to be the biggest contributor off that team.
So I can see them in the playoffs. If LeBron can take that team, the Cavaliers, to the playoffs, I'm pretty sure he can take this Lakers team to the playoffs.
Because the Lakers are way more talented than the Cavaliers last year.
I mean, I don't know where they end up in the playoffs, but I can see them going there. You know, I'm saying fifth, but we don't know if they're going to be in the first or second round.
I'm looking at teams like the Nuggets who demolished the Bulls last night, and the Bulls still had a shot too. Don't get me wrong, but they got some cold bigs. They got Jamal Murray, looks legit. Like he could easily be a superstar.
But like you said, it's preseason.
It's a tougher division, man. Like you got to remember that too. Like
Right.
Cleveland, really, what was Cleveland's real main, competition in the East last season?
Toronto. And they ran through them.
Toronto and Boston. If Boston had Kyrie in them, that would have been another problem. Shit, didn't they take them to 4? I mean,
I think they
a good 7-game series of 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So they had competition.
That's
And
what I'm saying. Like, them young dudes can hoop. Like,
Yeah.
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they're legit. So.
And the players, just like I said, they focus. And if this is your leader and you want to focus on doing what he, how to play the game with him, do it. I feel like it's the only way you would be great. You got to do it that way and listen to your coach. Shit. But yeah, so we'll see what happened with that. Joel Embiid signs with Under Armour. He left the who he was with, Adidas.
Was he or was he with Nike?
He's with Adidas.
He's with Adidas.
Yeah. He left them. Do you guys think that was a good move, or he should have went somewhere else?
You said that he went where? Under
To
Armour?
Under Armour, yeah.
Who's building their brand because they got Cam Newton, they got him now.
Steph.
They only got
Steph.
three now though, right?
They got Rock.
Yeah, they still got Ray too, right?
Ray Allen.
Mm-hmm. Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Rice.
Ray Lewis. I never knew he was with them.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, okay.
Got the other Rock too, ASAP.
I would have went to Puma if it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do got
That's
ASAP.
what I was about to say. He probably should have went to Puma
I would've
because
went
they
to
got a
Puma.
nice young group of athletes that they can grow and make whatever they want out of them. So
Yeah, but what? I never seen how much he was getting. That's the only thing I didn't see. So he might got a good bag. The reason why he went over there.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
This show Under Armour, ain't playing. They trying to become a competitor in that market. You know what I mean?
Right. And coming from a Warrior, Draymond Green, he was mad that he was second all team. Do you think he should have been first, and do you think that's 5 better player defensives than him?
I think he's where he should have been.
In second, all team.
Maybe third.
I think you would have said that, B.
So you can name 5 guys better than them defensively.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh wait, this is all defensive.
Yeah, defensive.
I thought you meant all NBA.
No, they were saying defensive. Second, no, I think it is.
Now you said second team.
Yeah, second all team.
All defensive team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. That sounded about right.
Can you name him right now?
Because I was thinking when I heard it too, I was trying to think of 5 that was better than
pretty
him.
solid as a defender. At
that position, at the 4, Anthony Davis.
Yeah, I was going with him. Embiid. I think LeBron was better than him. There you go, Drummond. LeBron was defensively better than him last year.
That's debatable.
You know,
that's debatable.
And who else we got?
You got 3. You just need 2 more.
I mean, you could throw KD in there. He was to me, KD is a much better defender in Golden State.
You know what? He was. His defensive game did step up a lot.
He did.
Like he's using that length to his advantage.
Yeah.
Now, so
he did step up a lot.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who the 5th person could be. I want to say Kawhi, but he didn't finish the season.
Right, he didn't play at all. Well, he played like a handful of games.
Right.
I don't think it goes by position. I just think it goes by like your top 5.
Yeah, you go by the top 5, right? You don't go by position.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely 5, more than 5 people ahead of him.
Yeah. So.
But he's definitely top 10 for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely top 10. But yeah, he was upset about that. So maybe this year, Draymond, you might get it.
Yeah, you got something to prove now.
In Bulls news, they announced the passing of longtime assistant to Phil Jackson, Tex Winter. He recently passed away. Well, did you know what it was from, B?
I don't know, but I know he was old.
I was going to say, wasn't it from old age? He was like 92, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty
Wow,
old.
really?
Yeah. Lived a good life, man.
Well, that's a good thing. When you pass from just, hey, you was here long enough, you know.
Just that time.
Right.
Passing your sleep.
All right, with all this, we're going to end this sports topic with my main man, Jimmy Buckets. How do you guys feel about what happened now? I don't know if you heard it, P, the fact that he took the third stringers to practice against the starters and beat them. And he told the GM, everybody in practice, y'all fucking need me. So how do you think about, is Jimmy Butler being too cocky, or he proving his point that y'all need me, basically?
He's proving his point. And down. Like, you can take a bunch of people that's warming the bench and beat your starters. They need you.
Yeah.
Regardless, they need you.
Yeah.
Did he go about that the right way, though?
I feel like,
That's my thing.
I feel like if it's coming to a point where you say, I want to be traded, y'all not trading me. Okay, y'all don't want to trade me. Let me show you what I've been telling y'all about these guys who don't want to play with their heart. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, Wiggins was very God-gifted talent. Cat is amazing, but they don't have heart. And I'd rather not play with people who don't have heart than to play with people who do have heart and want to win. Because I'm still shook over Cat performance in playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like that 0 points for 2 games, that blows my mind.
But you got to understand, these are still young players. These dudes are what, 22, 23 years old.
Melo and LeBron and Wade and them was young too.
They not Melo, LeBron and Wade though.
We didn't know Melo, LeBron, and Wade was going to be that way, but they had that heart.
You knew that in high school. LeBron was going to be that
I didn't think Wade was going to be like that. I didn't think Melo was going to be like that.
Bro, these dudes were the top 3 picks in the draft.
It's been a lot of people that Wade too in the league and ain't done nothing. Kwame Brown for once was the number 1 overall draft pick.
He was coming out of high school. We didn't know shit about Kwame.
I heard about him.
We knew about Melo in Syracuse and Oak Hill Academy. We knew about Wade at Marquette. We knew about LeBron. I
didn't know about Wade. Only people I knew about was LeBron and Melo. Them the only people I knew about. And then, even then, I didn't even dig into Melo that much. I kept hearing LeBron more.
I knew Wade would be good. I didn't know he would be one of the greatest shooting guards ever.
I knew Cat was going to be good. Cat had a great performance that whole season. But he didn't show up
coming off the bench in college.
No, I'm talking about in the NBA. He had a great performance that whole season, but he come to the playoffs and don't show up. Wiggins been in the league for 2-3 years at this point. Still hasn't showed up.
But he needs a good. They didn't have veterans to teach them.
They ain't got.
He
heart.
had KG for a year. They need veterans to teach him, and if Jimmy Butler,
Wiggins
is this great
veterans.
veteran that he claims to be, he should be teaching them instead of ridiculing them and trying to leave.
Wiggins practiced with veterans. I've seen that. I don't know about. I
seen him run pickup.
I seen Cat with KG, like you said.
Yeah.
But my thing is this: I'm pretty sure Jimmy probably told them, y'all need to get up. I remember seeing a game in the playoffs. What the fuck are you doing, Cat? Get up off your ass and play. You letting Clint Capella kill you, and you the one over here with the money. Play. And his ass didn't show up still.
That's what it's about. Both of those dudes got extensions, big
Got the
extensions.
bread.
Jimmy ain't got shit.
Jimmy ain't want the extension. He didn't care about the extension.
It wasn't
at the
as
point.
much as they were getting, though. It wasn't going to be as much as Wiggins was getting.
I mean, that's true.
He was probably butthurt because of that.
I don't know. I really think he got paid when he was with the
better than
Bulls.
him. You gonna pay him and not pay me what I'm worth? Cool, I'm leaving.
No, I think it was.
That's
I
exactly
think it's
what
the
it
fact
is.
he don't want to play with them because they ain't got hard.
So do you think that was staged though? Like when he came in with the practice, you think
I
that was
think
staged?
I think he.
Yeah, he had a good PR
orchestrated
because he had
it.
after the next day he had
The same day.
Rachel Nichols. Oh, it was the same day. Rachel
After
Nichols.
practice.
Rachel Nichols had it set up. He had it set up for them to come and see this and talk about it. So, I mean, I'm rolling with Jimmy on this, man. You should do what you need to do. I feel like they're gonna keep him now, and hopefully things will change for that team. Because I like the Timberwolves. I really like the Timberwolves, and I was rooting for him because I was gonna get a Jimmy Butler jersey, but shit, he might leave. I don't want to get any leave, but I'm rooting for them. I just hope they actually play some ball. I wanted them to beat the Rockets, even though I like the Rockets. I wanted to see them win.
Yeah, I think if you the man like you claim you are, you need to make your teammates better and not leave.
Well, if he stays,
Because keeping him at this point causes problems. They cause problems.
And then you know
with
what?
Now they cause problem with Wiggins now.
yeah, and then you know what? This could be one of them reverse things where I'm gonna talk shit about you, and man, hopefully you do play better and say, well, now we
I
got to
don't
prove
know.
to
He
his
went
ass.
to the extreme.
It might be.
lengths.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. It might be.
Set up, or it's just another way to try to get out.
Right. So we'll see, but I think Jimmy's gonna be there. We'll see next year. Put it like that, because he ain't getting traded no time
Unless Jimmy
soon.
got whiffed at Tibbs trying to get Noah. You know, he don't want to be there. For that.
I think this shit over with Noah now. That's it with sports. I think I got everything.
Yeah, that look like it. We got a short, docket to this week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right, we're gonna roll into music. Let's see. I want to get into the Vic Mensa situation, man. Vic Mensa had some controversy going on this week. Apparently, they had the BET Hip Hop Awards. Was it last weekend? And one of the big takeaways from it was the BET freestyle cipher that they do. So Vic Mensa partook in said cipher. But what everybody's surprise was a diss that was in said freestyle about the late XXX Tentacion, whose mother apparently was in the crowd, was in attendance there. You know what I mean? I believe he won a award that night as well for best new hip hop artist.
Yeah.
So it caused basically a shitstorm for Vic Mensa. He released a statement, and he apologized for it, but he said ultimately, I'm not apologizing for what I said, but I'm apologizing for, disrespecting, a grieving mother who, lost her child. But ultimately, he said the diss was made basically about physical abuse. Right. And he said he was going to stand against anybody that ever puts their hand on women. So, what y'all think about that, man? And this is coming from a guy who also has admitted to physical abuse in his past too, mind you.
I want to hear the freestyle. And then I heard he said it was previously recorded like months before that. And I feel like with these situations, they should kind of stop doing that and just have it recorded right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it somewhat live or however you want to do it, but don't do previous recording because you never know what happened. In this situation, the kid passed, and now you already recorded a rap that's probably hurtful to anybody who hears it now. So, I really want to hear what he said more than likely, but I mean more than anything, but I don't.
Why even shoot a shot at him anyway? Because
I was gonna say that next.
Even right before he passed, he was starting to change his ways.
And it's not even that. It's the fact that you did the same thing too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you shouldn't even really. You should spoke on it, but don't spoke on it in a rap. If you're not gonna speak on it yourself as well.
Unless this was recorded like last year.
That's why I wonder how long. He said it was months before.
The timeline, I think they said they recorded the freestyle in June, and he passed in what, July, right?
Right.
In June.
Was it June?
Yeah, it was in
June, July.
Okay, so it.
But even if that was the case, around that time he was still doing like good stuff, like doing community service and
But it's like if you're not gonna, like I said, then the charges were dropped on XX. But it's like if you're not gonna even talk about yourself doing the same thing, don't say nothing.
I think that's corny.
Yeah, it's like don't sit here and come at other people and you the same person who still did the same shit.
All sides of the story.
Right. So it's it's best to just, if you want to discuss it, but don't try to sit here and include yourself in the discussion, but don't try to sit here and bash everybody else. Right.
And that's been his retort to anybody that's been saying something, because a lot of XXX's, friends and stuff been coming to bat and, been talking crazy to Vic on social media, and Vic, all he really had to say was, "Yo, come fight me. Let's shoot the fair one."
Right.
So it's like
That can't be your rebuttal to everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta stand up to what you say, admit you were wrong, and move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like P said, though, man. I think everybody should reserve judgment until we hear what was actually said in the diss. You know what I mean? To see if it was that bad. I think the shitstorm is coming just because XXX isn't here anymore. So
Right.
it's like, all right, that makes it look twice as bad than what it actually was. You know what I mean? Because had he still been here, I don't think this would have been like front page news the way it was.
It would be front page news nonetheless because he wasn't that same person at that time.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on from Chicago Zone, we're going to get into 50 Cent and his ban on Ebro from, I guess, the next Summer Jam. So what's going on with that, man? 50 just...
I don't know what... I saw it. I tried to couldn't find like what was going on. I just saw like, damn, what is he banning him for? And then Ebro went off and said, 50, you ain't finna do shit. Like, dude, I'm still going to be here. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? So
I didn't know people had problems with Ebro.
yeah, he was a cool dude. Like...
I know people have problems with Rosenberg.
Ebro get a lot of heat from when he used to be the program director at Hot 97, and a lot of New York artists blame him for the integration of more music that isn't from New York being more prominent on New York radio. You know what I'm saying? So he gets a lot of flack for that. I believe this thing with 50 Cent is just basically layover from Ebro, who's been going back and forth having a war of words with Tekashi 6ix9ine. So 50 Cent said that's his son. So he's stepping up for his son. You know what I mean? Like, he said that's my son's son. So he
right.
had to step in there for him. But,
50 funny.
yeah. So I think that's what happened with that. All right. So we're gonna get into King B's main man, Shad Moss' girlfriend. All right, Keone. Am I saying her name right?
I don't know.
Apparently leaves, young Shad for another rapper, but it's a conundrum who she leaves her for. She leaves her for young M.A.
His mouth dropped.
For young M.A.
So she leaves the real for the plastic. Now, what do y'all think? What's y'all thoughts on that, man? Young M.A. out here stealing people's girls.
I heard nobody liked young M.A. like that. I thought they said she had a lot of females, but they used her for her money and stuff.
That's
So
what I heard too.
I don't know.
In that situation, I think she gonna
believe
miss that warm vein, man.
Right.
She gonna miss that warm vein.
Damn, Bow Wow. I mean, I feel sad for Bow Wow because it's like, damn,
A
G.
series of unfortunate events. It seems like Bow Wow always got something going on, man. Something negative too. Nothing positive.
Nothing.
I don't know what's going on. Is this the girl he got the baby by?
No.
Okay.
No.
I thought I was
chick.
gonna say that's even worse. Your baby mom's just left you too.
Right.
Oh no, man.
Bow Weezy.
I don't know. He kind of a. I don't know him personally, so I can't know this to be fact. But he seems like a corny dude. She probably, when second I get a chance to get up.
He
out of
little,
this joint,
man. I think that's what a lot of people, especially Bow Wow, ain't no T.I. little. T.I. was a thug. He was in the streets. He was trapping. Bow Wow was just a kid who grew up, and then he's tiny, so he got to prove a lot of points.
You ever seen Dope Boy play the piano?
It's like you said though. It's like if he a corny dude, man, that's a strike against you. Then you little. That's another strike against you. So.
Because even Jermaine Dupri said, like, Bow Wow just do stupid shit. Like, he even said it, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah.
Like Brad and JD, they always in his ear because he just do dumb shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry about that, Shad. Hope you find another one, buddy.
Like, go ahead, put out that green light 6 or 9 or whichever one you on. Just drop it, bro.
All right. So moving on from Young Bow, we're gonna head into FABOLOUS, which is kind of unfortunate. What's going on with him right now? He was indicted on the charges by a grand jury, and with the whole situation with his is that just his girlfriend? It's his fiance?
I don't know what
I think they were trying to get married.
Okay,
but I think it was because of the situation.
Because of the situation.
Right.
Okay, so I don't know really how to actually announce it, but I'm just gonna say the situation with Emily that happened. That was what, the spring or the summer?
I think that was in spring, maybe
was
leading
like
into the
right
summer.
Yeah, right at the border.
Okay, so it was an altercation that happened, where Emily basically said he beat her, or jumped on her, whatever. So, Fabulous is looking at 20 years, y'all. Now he's in New York. So what's going on with these New York cats, man? Joel's looking at like 20. Fab now looking at 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is going on?
I'm still trying to figure out if it's true or not because Fabulous on Snapchat living his best life. Like he's not.
He is now.
Like he's like it's nothing's going on. Like I don't know what's what I'm saying. It's like it's crazy because we thought it was squashed, and then this pops up. So it's like wow, you know what I'm saying. But he, like I say, he's still partying, promoting, showing his ankle bracelets. So I mean, I don't know.
I better stop fooling with that Me Too movement.
Right.
They locking brothers up.
Right.
And I believe even if she drops the charges, prosecutors can still.
She dropped the charges.
Yeah,
The state is
still going on proceeding with this. Yeah. So you know what I mean. Whether she dropped them or not matters none. You know what I mean. They obviously like we own that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So Street Fam got to get it together.
Yeah, man. Come on, Fabo. Calm it down.
Social media, man. This is MF.
It's a trip.
All right. So
wait. So we never we've been listening to Fab for almost 2 decades.
Right.
We've never seen him come off as this type of guy.
Never.
Right.
So what do you think it is that's why if he is doing this, why does he behave that way at home?
That's, what I'm saying? Basically, you can be a public success and you also can be a private failure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can live your best life, like you said, on Snapchat and Instagram and all that stuff, but you get home, it's a different story.
Right.
You got to take off of that cloak. You got to be natural. You got to be you. And unfortunately, she might get the unstable, emotional Fabulous.
Right.
At the crib. Yeah.
At the crib.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's good.
I'm just looking at Fab as Ike Turner now, walking in. Bitch, where's my shit? Like, that's crazy. Damn, I hope it ain't true.
But that's why
to that extent, you know what I'm saying?
Go back to social media, man. 'Cause you can put forth your best foot on social media. A lot of people, use social media to perpetuate this vision or this version of
you really happy and all
they
that.
feel about themselves. Like this is who I want to be. You know what I'm saying? And then, like he said, you get home, you forced to deal with everything that you hiding, that you concealing. So that was a great way of putting that. So
yeah.
Maybe that's what's going on with young FA.
We'll see.
All right, so we're gonna move on from another cat from Desert Storm to another joke. You know what I mean? Another guy from Desert Storm. Offset really ain't playing with Joe Budden, man. So he threatens him on social media for talking about his wife Cardi B. He said he saw him in Barney's, and he just said he was running from him. So Joe Budden talked about it on his podcast, and he said, man, I didn't even see Offset in Barney's. He said, I was running to go to the bathroom. So what do y'all think about, what I'm saying, Offset? Now, Offset has done this before a couple of times. It seems like Joe just keep intertwining with the Migos in some kind of form of fashion.
They just itching to put some hands on them. Like,
Yeah.
They just need to go ahead, shoot the fair one.
Right. Because I didn't see what did Joe say about Cardi B? Because I thought Joe was always on her side about everything.
He was. Well, I think Offset just kind of taking what Joe said wrong. Joe Budden just basically said Cardi B is too big of a star to be doing the stuff she's doing right now. Like, in reference to
I did hear that.
Strip club brawl.
Right.
Sending people, and these people are saying, oh, Cardi sent me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he said she's just too big of a star to be, in the thick of that kind of stuff going on.
I mean, it's true. Like, he's still, still on her side, but he's like, you at a point where let that shit go now. You know what I'm saying? If motherfuckers really saying something about you, let it go. Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, I don't blame him for that. So I'm saying I don't think he should have got mad at that. He's telling the truth. Motherfucker, you can't be sitting out here doing nothing and you damn near a pop star. You know what I'm saying? You up to that status. So, yeah, calm that shit down. Make your money and move on.
You'll be facing 20 years.
Right. Leave that shit alone.
Yeah, real talk. I mean, I think I would call Migos pop stars, man. They did a song with Katy Perry.
No, I'm saying like Cardi. That's what I'm saying. Like she is a pop star. That's what I'm saying. She got that status now. So it's like, let that shit go.
And that's all Joe was really saying.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you got to be careful with your moves because you're a bigger star than that.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So on from that, Let's see. We almost done. Damn. Lizanne, slow down on the word nigga.
Yeah, I saw some on BlvdAveTv. I guess he was in the mall. Some altercation went out, and you just hear him screaming, I got more money than you, nigga. It's like, whoa. Well, saying like, come on now, I know you want to be a rapper and you want to be like us, but that's some shit you shouldn't be saying. His guards was.
Say it all the time, bro.
I mean, I know they say it all the time. We know that, but now you're on TV and now we see you. I mean, not TV, but recorded, and now we see you. Like,
then what's the problem? Like, we know they say it, so
I don't want to hear that shit. See, I'm different. If I seen a little nigga, I'll fuck him up. I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? If I hear you saying it, yeah, you might be saying it, you might not be saying it. But when I see you and I see you say that shit, I'm fucking you up.
It's just like when Kendrick got mad when he brought the fan on stage to rap his lyrics, and then she said the word nigga, and he got upset. You gave her the platform to say it.
You should be smart enough.
Basically, open up the door.
You should be smart enough to say, though, let me watch my. Look, Duvall did the same damn thing. I ain't going back and forth with you niggas. Gave the white man the mic. He said, I ain't saying it. He pointed to the black girl. You said, you gotta be smart. Don't think shit cool. Just because we say it, don't think it's cool for you to say it. You can't say that shit. Period. I don't give a fuck. You say it at home in your privacy. Because I don't know if you actually saying it, but when I see your ass actually say it, I'm thinking you think it's cool enough, and it's not. So I'm gonna have to fuck you up now. It's not cool.
I used to feel like that, but I don't feel like that anymore.
I still do. Because when I see a little motherfucker and he saying, and I hear a little white kid say nigga, oh, you getting fucked up.
It's everywhere now. It's on social media. It's in music. It's in movies. Like, you hear it everywhere you go.
You should still be smart. I don't hear Roy saying that shit, and he sitting next to two niggas.
I guarantee.
Be smart enough not to say the shit.
I guarantee you, off air, he does say it.
I don't think he do. Roy don't look like that type of dude to do. Now, if Joe and them say, man, you can go ahead and say it, but when we get on there, don't say that shit, because a lot of other motherfuckers might be mad.
Exactly.
That's, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, yeah, they don't say it because you don't want to mess up the money and start controversy. But off air, whatever.
He probably do, but in my case, I don't want to hear that shit.
Okay, so let me ask y'all. Y'all got a white friend that you would give a pass to say that?
I don't give anybody's white can say it.
You know what? I gonna lie. I used to
say is how you say it.
Yep.
So they say
it's ER.
There you go.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, it's how it's in the context in which you're using it. If we're in an argument and you say it, then I might get heated. But if you rapping some rap lyrics, it's in the song.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I got a white buddy named Phil. His name Phil too.
You know all these people named Phil.
It's only two Phil. No, it's three. Shit, I went to high school with one. But yeah, we used to be playing the music in the back of the truck, and then I'll be seeing if he gonna say the shit, but he don't never. He said, "Phil, I'm not finna say that shit, man. I respect y'all. I know what the fuck it means." He said, "I'm not gonna say it. Stop trying to look at me to say it, because I know you probably gonna get mad." I'm like, "No, I don't get mad. I just want to see if you gonna say it." But he never says it, and then Phil's my age, so he grew up on the shit. He hear about music, but he's like, I just don't use it because he said, I don't think y'all should use it either if y'all feel bad about it. But you know what I'm saying? He was like, I'm not gonna say it. Period. Even with my friends and none of that, I'm not gonna say this shit. So,
and especially if you're looking for a reaction, like I feel like most of the time when we be looking for a reaction,
right?
But you just say the nigga.
My thing is, I hate when you really think you're us. Like the situation with Lil Xan, his brother. I think this is his brother, the dude from Shameless. If you watch that show, what's his name? Fuck, I can't remember his name. Greg or something like that, but. I think that's his brother because the motherfuckers look alike. And you guys grew up in the suburbs. And now you want to be black all of a sudden. No, don't do that shit. Now, I can see if it's a white kid who did grow up in the streets with us, and he been around this shit his whole life. Then he pops up and said, damn, you kind of do get a pass, motherfucker. You did grow up with us. You had roaches and shit in your house. You know what I'm saying? It's like
saying he can't do it because you don't know his.
I know his background. Don't try to be. I hate when people trying to be like us. That's my thing.
Saying he's trying to be like us.
Look at Lil Xan, G. He's from a suburb. I seen old pictures of him being a regular ass normal kid.
He's more like Wayne than us.
Whoever.
Because that was just what I was
Wayne Black
asked. What do you think when they say we take it from their culture? When you see us skateboarding, us getting tattooed.
Exactly.
Skateboarding is not just the white culture.
That's where it started.
It started because one white man took it to the top. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we see.
I'm saying, but even then, challenge you on that.
I mean, to me, you can't because I know the history of skateboarding. You can't to me, you can't because I know the history and I know it actually started from a Spanish guy who actually started skateboarding and his black friend. So I know the history of skateboarding. Mm-hmm. Y'all just did it, and of course, you being the white man, they took it to a platform. Let's record them. Let's put them out there. When actually this Spanish dude started the shit. You know what I'm saying? So I know where it came from. So you just like the situation with Elvis. You took rock and roll from fucking what's his name?
Chuck Berry.
Yeah. So it's like I know where something coming from. That's when I feel different about shit.
No, I'm just saying because
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Just using that as an example because the same thing with Ralph Lauren. Like
I mean, if we're gonna be mad
about Ralph, if it wasn't for them.
If we're gonna be mad at Lil Xan, we got to be mad at Eminem too. Let's keep that same energy.
Eminem never said that.
Let's talk about it. No, he said it before.
I never heard him. You gotta
go back. He
said it before?
It's out there.
Yeah, he said it.
Okay, well, like I said, I never heard him say
Justin
it.
Bieber
Back in the day. Now, he hasn't said it in a way where,
Oh, I got mad when Justin Bieber said it. I heard about that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, then it's not, to me, it's not coming off as a.
I was pissed when Hulk Hogan said it.
Yeah.
It's the environment and the way they say it.
I was pissed when Hulk Hogan said it.
Off, like, it's not offensive to me if you're saying it in a song versus you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and you talking and I bump you and you's like, you better watch where you going, nigga. Then we got a problem.
Right.
Even if you said, watch where you going, nigga, I'm going to get mad. Exactly. Regardless if it's A or ER, if you say it as a weapon towards me, yeah, I'm going to get upset.
To me, it's like the situation when the teacher was like, the black boy said he called him a nigga. And he was like, oh, I didn't call him a nigga. I called him a nigga with the A at the end. Like, no, don't say this shit, period. Like, leave it the fuck alone. That's how I just feel about it. Don't say it,
That
man.
shit shouldn't be in school. So.
I mean, it really shouldn't. But that's what the teacher said. He said, I told him to sit down, nigga. But, he like, you can't say sit down, nigga. Like, that. I don't care if you say A or ER. You don't say it.
Can you lend a nigga a pencil?
Right, can you lend a nigga a pencil? You can't do that. Like,
Hey, little nigga, go sharpen that pencil.
I don't like it, man.
Alright, he over here getting impassioned. Alright, so
he just don't like white people in general.
I do like white people, man.
But you know what? It didn't seem like that at first, and then just the last.
I don't like certain shit they do. Okay,
I've caught it.
I don't like white
I ain't
people,
gonna
man.
lie. As soon as I got in the car, Phil already said the white man.
Just some of them is bad, man. Shit, I don't like some of them.
Start calling them gas station Farrakhan.
Some of them is bad, not all. God damn it, not all. I like white chocolate, Jason Williams. I like some of them cool.
I guarantee you, he said.
There's a lot of Phil Jackson.
I had to ask people.
Like Jason Kidd is big as big.
Like, yo, like, you good, my G? Like, what's going on? Like, he was just.
I really think it was. I mean, Tim, I really don't like John Cena. I think that's what the fuck it was.
I think you like John Cena or anybody that looks like him.
I really hate John Cena. I think that's what it was. But yeah, I don't hate you, white people. I like y'all too. It's just most of you motherfuckers I don't trust. Shit.
Oh wow. Alright, man. That's the little Xan. Before we round out this music talk, man, we had a couple of releases this week, man. We're gonna start it off with Usher and Zaytoven. They released the joint project A.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, is that a single or album?
It's an album. It's an 8-song album.
Quavo Huncho hit us with his joint, Huncho.
I didn't hear that, Usher.
Yeah, it came out. Kodak dropped. What's the name of that piece? ZZ. That dropped this week as well.
Big time.
Belly dropped his album, Immigrant. LMA drops her self-titled debut. And then Shy Glizzy hit us with the joint, Fully Loaded. So did y'all get a chance to check any of that out?
To me, it's a sucky.
This the eight.
To me, it was a sucky weekend.
It was a sucky weekend.
Sucky weekend. Usher, out of 8 songs, he had one. No, maybe two. That's Usher.
This is a hit right here.
Which one is that? The first one.
ATA.
That's the first one.
The second one. The first one got.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one I like. That one and the one with Future. Them the only two I like. The first two. Usher is too old. Like you're 50, ain't you? Usher?
No, he's not 50. He just turned 40 this
and
year.
Usher, he's under the R. Kelly Act. He's acting like he's young. Stop, Usher. Give me some groove hits, man. I don't want to hear your ass over here dancing and shit. Like, your ain't the 19-year-old Usher with Moesha. Stop it.
So you ain't looking for him to bust out the U on stage no more?
No, he probably just got that chain. Put that chain up.
P is never in the middle, boy. He's on both ends. Either you're my main man or fuck you. I hate you. Get out of my face.
No, I like Usher. I just didn't like this. Just I expected something cooler from us. Like I didn't expect this. It's like he just went to let me grab the young audience. No, Ush, you look young, but you're not. I don't know. I only like 2 out of them.
Alright, well, that's music. We got one last topic before we jump out of music. That was the music releases, excuse me. Alright.
Man, that was a quick hit.
One last Kanye discussion. And we over. I'm gonna put a question mark on there. Because, we know how this go with Kanye.
Alright.
But Mr. West apparently visited the White House this week, along with Hall of Fame football player Jim Brown, you know what I'm saying? And he discussed some things with the 45th man, Donald Trump. So it was a lot.
Don't give Donald Trump nicknames, man.
It was a lot. Well, that's what they call it on social media. And I'm just,
Obama the only one got nicknames.
The 45th. So it was a lot of energy. A lot of people was mad. A lot of people was caping because P showed some stuff that had a different perspective. I'm just gonna call it caping because that's what they was doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I still just want them people at WGCI to keep that same energy when y'all taking pictures. Don't try to backtrack and say, I can't mess with them no more. No, keep the same energy.
Did they backtrack?
I seen some of them.
Wow.
I seen some of them.
I mean, he did some more silly shit.
But that's why I remember when we had this conversation on here, I told y'all I wasn't necessarily buying it 100% because, like we found out, okay, he was getting ready to announce a barrage of albums. He announced Yandi. And, we found out about the new Yeezy shoes coming out. Chance was talking about good ass job. Then he talked about the throne. So he announced all kind of stuff on top of saying he was coming back to the crib. So, but what was put out in the media initially versus what like P sent, where you got to see him talk about, things, as far as like why he wants to get Larry Hoover pardoned, you know what I mean, and things of that sort, and bring factories back to, not only America but specifically Chicago to create jobs for the youth, you know what I mean, so they can stay out of trouble, all this kind of stuff. Which I'll be honest, I didn't watch the whole thing, so I didn't know about any of that. But all I know is, what they put out there for us, which was him hugging and talking about, I love this guy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what do y'all think, man, about the Kanye thing? Like, what's y'all take on what's been presented? Have you watched the whole thing? And if we're going to put a button on talking about him as much, what is your final, thoughts on Mr. West and what's going on?
Fuck yeah.
I think it's the art of war, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean by that is, I think, he's setting it up to present something. Mm-hmm. Kanye is not stupid. He goes all the way back when he went on stage and said Beyonce deserved this. Or, George Bush don't like, black people.
Yeah.
It's all part to bring awareness to us.
Mm-hmm.
But the media, what the media is going to do is going to make him look crazy. And it's going to turn us against him.
Against him, right.
You know what I mean? And that dampens his voice. That dampens his platform. It makes him look like, you see all these memes of him and Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It's an art of war. And the media wants us to be distracted. So they're going to give us the art of distraction.
Right.
They're going to distract us with all the stuff. They probably give most of the stuff that Kanye West was saying. Mm-hmm. They probably cut some of it out. They just presented some of the stuff that Kanye was saying.
Right.
Not all of the stuff.
Right.
So I can't judge him on that. I think he's using this platform to bring awareness.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and with me, I in the group chat, I bashed him. I was mad. I was upset. I was like, nah, I'm done, because I didn't see the interview. Mm-hmm. And then once I seen that little clip and shared it, it made me think completely different now. It made me say, what if Kanye West is putting on this act to get what he want and then turn back to being Kanye West? So it's like, everything he talked about in that little segment I saw, I like it. These kids do need better schooling. You got teachers who is 80 years old trying to teach these kids, and school is boring to them. I've heard kids say school is boring, and they're very smart. Mm-hmm. So it's like he's trying to do something, and with the situation of Kim getting those people out of jail, Trump only listens to celebrities. So maybe this is the case. So Kanye said, let me put on this face, because when I did it before, when I talked about Bush, motherfuckers shunned me down. You know, and then when he tried to get to talk to Obama, Obama probably couldn't say what he wanted to help him, because he gonna look at it. It's two black men trying to take over. They don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? So that could be a situation with it. And Obama probably, you know, behind him 100%, but he just couldn't do what he wanted to do. Even though I'm in office, they gonna still stop us, man. So, you know, Kanye found another way of going about it. So him going about it by, like I say, putting on his face and talking to Trump and yeah, it is. It's probably just to get what he wants. And if he gets what he wants, it's a whole nother story. We just have to wait and see what Kanye may do after.
Why didn't he kiss this much ass when Obama was in?
Like I said, Obama probably couldn't do what he wanted to do.
But he didn't have to have himself attached to it. He could have just put that into Obama, pause, and have him fulfill everything that he wants to get done.
Well, black man,
or at least had that conversation, because you know, if you look at Jay-Z, for instance, and it seemed like Jay-Z had such a rapport with the Obamas, you know what I mean, that certainly, you know, Kanye and Obama could have got over that initial thing and him calling him a jackass and had a conversation and sat down, because Obama, you know, opened the Oval Office to a lot of, you know, hip hop artists, J. Cole, Pusha T, Rick Ross, even DJ Khaled was there. You know what I mean? So it's like,
if Wale is there,
but was they talking about the same thing Kanye talking about?
And but that's what I'm saying though. Did he?
Were they at home because we got the first black president, or was they there to help change?
They was there because he was the first black president.
Right. Yeah. Kanye's trying to make change.
He should have been there making that change.
And when he probably secretly had a discussion with him, Obama and them probably said, "We can't do it. They don't want us to do this."
Well, we don't know that.
Well, we don't know. That's what I'm saying. We don't know that, but it could have been that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
could have not been that.
I'm gonna take a step back and just wait to see what Kanye does with this. If things go his way, because when I seen Trump, hearing him say this, Trump was looking like, "I think I ain't helping you." You know what I'm saying? But
I mean,
the fact that I'm hearing what Kanye wants to do.
This is lunch.
The fact I'm hearing
sandwich time.
Right. The fact I'm hearing Kanye doing what he wants to do is making me say, "Damn, he really trying." You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we have to wait and see if. I'm not gonna push my energy in as much. I'm just gonna wait.
Even when he said like slavery was a choice, he made everybody think about slavery. He had everybody talking about slavery.
But he had them thinking about it in the wrong sense, though.
But still, though, sometimes you got to go out of the norm to get results. Like we all gonna be talking about slavery, but let's say slavery was a choice. Start an uprising. That makes people start talking. That makes people start
awareness.
thinking.
It brings awareness.
Yep, it makes them start thinking.
That had me thinking about, do I want to keep supporting this dude? That's what I was thinking about. Do I want to buy that next album? Do I want to listen to it?
Oh no.
That's where I was at.
Man, Kanye done did some weird stuff in the past too, man. That's Kanye. His dressing style.
That's
Kanye. The way he talks.
We always gave him a pass for that shit though. It was always, you know how Kanye is, or his mama passed. He ain't right now. I'm tired of giving this dude excuses off of his behavior. You know what I'm saying? This man is 40 years old, bro. Like, you got to take responsibility for your actions. We can't put everything off on your mama dying or your upbringing or you being bullied or how, that's irrelevant to me.
Mm.
But honestly, I don't think Kanye on that level, though. I think he's on another level, man. Like, I think he's trying to make some big changes, man. But he's using his tactics, Kanye's tactics, not Black Panther or Martin Luther King. He's using Kanye's way of bringing forth change or bringing forth the words. He's being original. You see what I'm saying? That, like, I ain't gonna even tell the story. When he said slavery was a choice, I was mad at first. You know what I'm saying? But when I saw back and thought, I was like, man, he's got everybody talking about slavery now. You know what I mean? So it brings awareness about what our people go through, not just back then, but now. What we deal with. Every day. We walk around with a target on our back every day.
Yeah. So, like I said, after I, really watched, that brief interview before that lunch, I kind of understood where he was going with it. But I don't necessarily agree with how he's going about it. It's almost like the Jimmy Butler shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it either, but if it's a way, if he feeling like if Kanye West is feeling like this is what I have to do it, then do it. I don't like it either. That's like, women out there, you gotta make money. I can't make the money I want to, so they find a way of shaking their ass. No, you can go another way, but you know, some feel that's what it is, and Kanye West probably feeling like, damn, I did everything I could, but now this is the only way I guess I have to put on this mask and act like this person. So
I mean, it ain't the only way. Like,
right, it ain't the only way.
Let's
but
lose your shaking ass thing for it. It ain't the only way to get to the money.
Right.
I mean, you could go to school, you could go be a nurse or whatever have you, which is you invest in time, effort, and energy to go and get the bag, and you can keep your clothes on.
Right.
Or is it about doing it the fastest way?
Yeah, I was going.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could be his fast way.
You know, what you deem more effective. You know, okay, I can go up here to KOD and get a rack a night. You know what I'm saying? Or I could go to school and pay the school. Then on the back end, I can get some bread. You know what I'm saying? It depends on your interpretation of it.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So. I feel the same way. It could be a fast way he trying to do it or whatever, but I'm just gonna wait and see, man. I hope shit be do. I hope the things he was talking about do happen. You know, those are a lot of good things that should happen, but we'll see.
And let's get one thing. Let's clear this up too, man. Like, I'm just saying, like, when it comes to him, that's him being original. I'm not agreeing with how he's going about doing it, but I respect him for being original, and I respect him for doing it his way. Right.
I guess. I respect you for respecting him, but that's as far as it goes for me.
All right, so if he did this beat without the MAGA hat on, would it still be the same?
And he actually changed. He made a new hat for himself too. It say "Make America Great," and it's blue, I think.
I haven't seen it.
I ain't saw that one.
Yeah, he gotta have to say "Make America Great" instead of "Make America Great Again."
All right. So before we put a button on the Kanye topic, he also went to the Apple store and did like an impromptu announcement, you know. But he had on the post office jacket.
I didn't get that. It was a nice, warm vest.
The hat you were talking about.
Yeah, I did. That was the hat.
You
That was the hat. It was like a warm vest. I like
it. What do y'all think about that and how that was, presented? You know what I'm saying? I really didn't have no thoughts on that.
I really didn't either. He got a lot to say, man.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about Kanye.
I think he should drop the Yandi album. Should be of him talking. Like it should, because he has a lot to speak on. That's what he need to do is just drop a talking album. Just speak on everything you need your heart is set to.
Alrighty. Well, there you have it, man. That is music. Excuse me. I'm just kind of off this week, y'all. We finna jump right into movies with King B.
So we got I'm going hard right now. Ryan Coogler signing up for the sequel to BP. What y'all thinking about that, man?
What's BP? Is it
Black Panther?
No. But I'm happy, man.
Be disrespectful.
I'm happy. I'm ready to see it. Like me and Tim was saying, I hope they do the Voodoo Man, and I hope it be Childish Gambino as the Voodoo Man. If not, find somebody that's at least close to it, but I want to see Childish in it.
I want to see Madam Slay.
And yeah, her too.
Yeah. I think you put both of them on that post. Yeah,
I did. So, and I think that's how Killmonger comes back. So I hope Killmonger is also involved in it too. Mm-hmm. I'd love to see them bring it back and have a good story behind it.
You know what? How many movies do Marvel guys, when they sign a contract, does it? They always say, "Well, you get 5 movies," or it may vary.
It varies. Okay.
Because I was gonna say if they do a third one, I would want to see Killmonger in the second one. I like to see them towards the end. They probably. We're getting ready to bring Killmonger back, so when the third one hit, he's back. You know what I'm saying? So, well, it varies, like we say. So we'll see.
Okay, so I'm sure everybody that saw Black Panther by now, right?
Right.
Okay. So Lupita's character in the comics eventually turns into a villain. Do y'all think that's something we'll see in this sequel?
Maybe.
That's a possibility.
Depending on how many they got coming. Don't rush everything,
I mean, because T'Challa ends up marrying Storm, right? So I don't know if
we would have to see Storm first.
Yeah, Storm would have to be introduced.
That's why I said it's a lot for Black Panther as we seeing this now.
So, with that being said, who would you cast for Storm?
They got X-Men back, right?
The Storm that's playing now.
Because if they got that back, then that's an easy thing. You just give her an appearance in Black Panther.
Yeah,
but who would it be?
Whoever playing it now. That'd be kind of funny too. You got the mama there, Angela Bassett.
Nah, they would need somebody else.
You think they?
Nah, don't. That's what I hate about it when you keep bringing 12 people into different roles.
Yeah, if they got one storm, I could see them just committing to that storm they got, unless this Dark Phoenix movie bombs. But
Right.
then they probably would obviously go with a recasting.
Yeah.
I don't know how would unless we get Cree Davis, but she probably ain't ready for that just yet.
Ain't that the Black Lightning girl? No, that ain't her.
That's the girl that played Janet Jackson and Bobby Brown.
Oh yeah. That's a good.
I don't give them the facts of everything.
No, I'm just saying.
That's Hollywood, babe. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't giving that a roll.
I don't know. I can't think of nobody to be Storm, but like you say, the girl from the X-Men.
I'm trying to see who plays her now.
I don't know that actress's name.
Yeah, I want Halle to come back.
Hell,
Halle? I'm looking. I do not see it. What was the last X-Men movie?
see if you can pull her up with the Dark
Apocalypse.
Phoenix cast.
There was an Apocalypse?
Yeah,
I think it was
it was
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. I'm looking up the cast. We got Alexandra Shipp. Don't know who that is.
I never seen. That's the only thing I saw her in. So maybe she's.
She looks like Alicia Keys, though. I will say that. Alexandra Ruth Shipp. She's also been in the Aaliyah movie. I guess this.
Whoa, she was Aaliyah, wasn't she?
Yeah, she
Oh, okay.
I didn't see that. She was in the sequel to Drumline.
I never seen the Aaliyah movie.
She was in Straight Outta Compton.
That's who?
I got a guy. Who?
I have no
Is he
idea.
here? No.
Had to be one. Might have been.
That girl played a lot.
She was in Straight Outta Compton as Kim.
What about
Who Kim is?
One of the girls. In
Hold
Sheen.
on, is the Bushmaster girl the same girl, right? Yeah, she the same girl from the Bobby Brown story.
Yeah, the one that played Whitney.
Whitney.
Yeah, played Whitney. Maybe her.
She's.
Well, no, because she already gonna probably end up being her for a minute.
Yeah.
I still see Tiana Taylor as Madam Slay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She looks like.
Child is gonna be another Voodoo Man. Storm.
If you didn't know what Childish is Voodoo Man, though, who would you?
Who would I pick? Lakeith. He's very fucking weird, man. I can see him being a voodoo guy.
What about Nate Parker? Well, he too controversial.
He ain't too kind. I just don't see him.
From Birth of a 13.
Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation. I said Birth.
I could have seen him as Killmonger if they didn't go with what's his
Nah,
name.
hell, he too
If-
small.
If they didn't, shit, Michael B. Jordan ain't nowhere near tall. All he gotta do is bulk
He
up.
about 6. He about 5'10". 6
Yeah,
feet.
and Nate, now dude that's about the same height. All he gotta do is bulk up.
They
But Nate
about,
Parker
they
ain't
about
got to
5'8".
bulk up for Voodoo Man.
No, I'm saying if he played Killmonger, I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. No, I was talking about for Voodoo Man.
Yeah, I know. If it was, I would rather see him be him than to see Voodoo Man.
Okay.
But Lakeith would be he would be my pick for a Voodoo Man if it couldn't be Childish.
I don't know. Like it's either Donald or nobody for me.
Yeah.
I mean, that role screams out Donald. But
It
I'm
does.
just saying,
It
just in
definitely
case
does.
if it wasn't able to happen, schedule a conflict or something. He got the Star Wars bag coming too. So
Right. I need to still check that out.
Yeah, I ain't watching no Star Wars, but we got, keeping it comic book related, we got Ruby Rose cast as Batgirl. So did y'all see the photo of her?
I think she should have kept her haircut the way she
Yeah.
does now.
now, Ruby,
I like it. I
Ruby
like it.
Rose is from what? I didn't know who she was exactly. I like the picture of her as Batgirl though.
She looks like the girl from I don't know if that's her though, from what's the name of that show? Orange is the New Black. I think that's her. I'm not quite sure though.
I've seen a handful of
The girl in Orange is the New Black, she got the short hair, and she's like the cool.
She is, I guess. That's in her filmography.
Orange is the New Black. Oh,
So it is her then.
that's her.
She was in Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage.
Yeah.
She was in John Wick 2,
Trying to remember.
and she will be in John Wick 3, which they are currently filming.
Okay.
So,
The design of her costume though kind of remind me of Batman Beyond's though. He had that black and
Yeah,
white.
it do.
what will she be featured in as Batgirl?
I think she's getting her own show
On CW?
on the DC Universe shit.
Okay.
They need to fix that. I'm not about to pay for that shit.
But they was kind of cheap though. It was like $6.
I'm not paying $6. I already got Netflix. I don't want to pay for that shit. I'm not into DC that much.
Unfortunately, man,
$6 is too much money.
I think Marvel's getting ready to do their own next year too.
Nah, I pay for that.
They stripping their stuff off of.
Marvel is making way better movies than DC.
But with DC, you got to remember, you got animated movies, you got the cartoons.
I'm not too much of an anime fan when it comes to. The only one I liked was that one with Batman. Was it Batman Beyond?
Like that's why I was. So
I think that was the only one I really liked.
For Netflix to start investing in making that original content because
a lot of people about to leave.
Everybody is starting to make their own streaming platforms. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So we'll see.
So keeping it CW right now. Supernatural season 14 is coming up. Or they been approved for season 14.
That's a lot of damn seasons.
That's still playing?
They brought it back. It stopped, but they brought it back. 14.
What they fighting now?
I don't know.
I've never watched Supernatural.
I fell off from Supernatural,
Energies?
man.
I never seen it. I thought y'all seen it. I never seen it.
No, I used to watch it back.
What is it about? Like
They fighting politics now, man.
Right. I mean, it's about like demons and vampires. And
so it's like
it's like X-Files.
Sam and Jack, ain't it?
Yeah, Dean.
Sam and Dean.
Is it like what's the name?
It's like
Charm.
Charm. It's like Charm.
It's like a supernatural version of X-Files.
Okay.
That's who the creators are. But
They're back.
14 seasons is a lot, man.
Damn.
Yeah, I actually started watching Smallville a couple weeks ago. And they got like 10, 11, 12 seasons.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, that was on for a while too.
Yeah, so
Fuckers need a job. Shit, I don't blame them.
yeah, man. Also on the CW, Black Lightning re-aired for season 2.
Hey.
Did you catch it, Tim?
I didn't get a chance to catch
Catch
it.
it, B?
I didn't catch Black Lightning, but I did see the Flash that aired right before Black Lightning. So,
Okay.
or right after, I think.
I've been missing a lot. I need to catch up on the Flash. It's a lot I gotta catch up on.
I ain't got nothing to do today, so when I get home, I'm going to check out Black Lightning season.
Yeah, I gotta check it out too.
Season opening.
Yeah, Flash was really good. They,
My man, Scooter.
They actually started with a good like story synopsis.
Yeah.
And it's evolving pretty
The
good.
dude changed his hair yet?
Who?
The Spanish dude.
Nah.
He looks stupid. Like, what she change his
That's part
look?
of the character, man.
Do something. Wear a ponytail now. It's the grow a beard or something.
That's
He
like
looks dumb.
that's like when Flash he had a couple episodes where he had the Scruff McGruff going
Yeah.
on. And I'm like, man, you gotta cut that shit off, bro. That shit was terrible. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
You know, Steven Seagal had that ponytail for a long time.
Right.
yeah.
And he got a fake one now.
Motherfucker didn't move. He roundhouse somebody and didn't move. I'm like, what you got in your head, bro?
That's crazy.
All right, man. So, Aladdin trailer hit the internet this week. What you guys think?
I'm very excited for it. I wish it was more to the trailer, but you know they trying to tease us. It's
Yeah, it
coming
was
out
a
next year.
teaser. It was a teaser trailer.
It was a good teaser.
Dude looked like Aladdin. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Saw the bird in there.
This is live action.
Yeah.
But it's live action.
I might check it out. Then.
I'm praying that they make Will Smith look more like a Thanos CGI and not paint
Will Smith is in it.
He's the genie.
Oh,
And they don't paint his body to be blue. And he
They
No, they ain't gonna do that.
I'm afraid they don't make it look corny.
They should have had Sinbad do it.
Yeah,
That's the genie?
Yeah, Sinbad would have been cool.
No, I couldn't see.
Yeah,
Sinbad funny as hell
He
though.
already got a genie movie that
And
doesn't
this-
exist.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, bro. And I know I've seen it.
If it was like 30 years ago, we would have got it.
Yeah.
They trying to have somebody as big as Robin Williams was.
I wish
You know what I'm
if he didn't pass, I would love to see Robert Williams as the genie though.
Yeah.
If he didn't pass away, I would love they brought him back.
See,
That
that
would've been
that
good.
white person P like.
See, I like them all,
Because
man.
he's dead.
All the trust issues, all right.
But they'll do a good job as Genie though. I think that was a good
think
pick,
so.
man.
I think he'll do a
try to
good
fill
job.
Robin
I hope he don't be
Williams'
too goofy.
The little sound
What if
effects
Jaden was?
he made
What
and
if
all
Jaden
that.
was the genie?
Nah,
That'd be a
no.
super smart genie. He'd be serious as hell. Like, but Aladdin, you can't do this. Like, but he'll be smart as hell. But I think if he don't be too goofy, it'll be good.
Hey, Jaden got a heat rock with Young Thug too right now, man.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
on high.
I like that.
I ain't heard it, but keeping it Big Willie style. You know what I'm saying? Netflix. Come on, man.
Those I can't pause everything.
Right, like that's his name, bro. He said that.
I didn't say to Miami. Come on now, Timmy, remember?
All right, well, keeping
I had
it
one.
Willard Smith from Philadelphia. He's got approved, or that the movie Bright got approved for a sequel. Which that's not in the docket, but
I thought I put it in. My bad.
I enjoyed that movie.
yes, I hate
You didn't like it, right? I mean, you don't like
fucking
it.
terrible.
Okay, I didn't
Pull
see
my dreads.
I didn't see Bright. So did Will die in it?
No.
Okay, so he should technically be in this too then, right? In the sequel.
Yeah, basically, there's him and the other fucking whatever creature those are. They're gonna be in it. Still.
Okay, because I saw the announced dude being in it, but I didn't see the
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Do y'all remember that show used to come on Sci-Fi called Aliens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't that sort of like a knockoff version of that? Don't y'all think?
It could be.
Yeah, it's kind of close to
They
it.
had a movie too.
You know the dude with them spots
Yeah.
in the head?
Yeah, damn.
Drink the spoiled milk and shit. Yeah, I remember that shit.
Damn. It might be.
Alien Nation, I think the name of the movie. Because I remember the movie more than the show. But yeah.
It might be.
Now that you said it, now I definitely had to go check it out.
Yeah, for whatever reason, everybody liked them. Why do you like that movie?
Right. It was something different, like from Will Smith for me. Like it was.
Like what was different from it?
It was. I never seen him do no. Well, shit. Nah, I take that back because he did Man in Black, but he was more serious in this. And I always like shit like that, fantasies, and living a life where it was still real, but it
Like
was
some magical, majestic shit.
right. It was some other shit, but it was like it also showed race. Actually is, it's you got the white cops who don't like the black guys, which the black guys was basically in this movie was the creatures.
How is that any different than the movies we were talking about last week, like Detroit and
The fact that it's I mean, I like the movies that we talked about Detroit. I wanted to see those too, but this is a fantasy side of it now. So it's like, it's another way of showing race, I guess, and how shit really works. It's just now we see it as this.
I think it's more divisive than anything.
Yeah. So I mean, I enjoyed it. It was something like I said, it was something different from me, from Will in, but I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't super great. It was a good movie.
All right, man. So, your boy Alec Baldwin says since playing Trump, black people love him now. Black people love me.
I mean, it was funny to see when I saw that. I'm like, I gotta show these guys. It was, I guess, black people don't like Trump. And him to make fun of Trump, black people like, we like Alec Baldwin, so his fan base went up a little bit.
I mean, Alec Baldwin was always cool, so
Yeah.
He's laid back.
I don't know why.
The Baldwin brothers always.
Yeah, I like everybody named Baldwin.
They was always in some cool shit.
Steven's my favorite.
Stephen Baldwin? Yeah, they was all cool. So
From Biodome.
shout out to Alec Baldwin. Hold on, who?
Stephen Baldwin.
That's their brother?
Yeah, we're probably sure.
No, I'm trying to think. Hold on. No. As a kid, I didn't know their names then. That's what I'm saying.
Stephen Baldwin.
Let me see. Because I don't remember him being in Biodome.
Yeah, that's
Stephen Baldwin. Not Alec Baldwin. Stephen Baldwin.
Let me see. I don't remember him being in that movie, though. I remember Steven. Hold on. Is Steven the one that was in the Flintstones? Is Barney?
Yes.
He was in Biodome?
Yeah.
Damn, I don't remember that. I definitely don't remember that. That's why. It's a
He
shocker.
was the main character, one of the main characters. So that's one of my favorite movies. One of my favorite stupid movies.
That was a dumbass movie.
Biodome so long.
Yeah, man. Back when we first.
Oh damn! Yeah. Okay.
Back when we first got DirecTV, when DirecTV was first popping, bro. You buy the movie for like $1.99. I must have bought it like $5.
You got in trouble?
Nah. I was only like 7, maybe 8.
Yeah, Stephen Baldwin with Pac. He was out there with Pac. Damn. Didn't remember that was him.
Yeah, man. So, what else we got? Man, we coming up close to the end, man.
Yeah.
So, lastly, we got Mike Epps' rebuttal to Kevin Hart on The Breakfast Club. So, basically, Mike Epps was just, giving his opinion on the whole situation between him and Kevin Hart and Cat Williams and all three of those comedians intertwined. And people seem to think that Cat and Mike are hating on Kevin Hart
right.
because of his success, but because I don't think Kevin Hart's funny either, so I agree with him. I agree with him.
Like I say, Kevin Hart is, if we sit in this room, he's funny to me.
What?
If we sit in this room joking, he's funny. Like I see him when he joke with his friends, he's funny.
I thought you were saying if he in the room with him, he laughing.
No. But when I see his movies, no, he's lost that way. From the first stand up, the second stand up he did when he was talking about LeBron and Shaq and them playing basketball, and then the third one came, and after that, it's just you start losing me because you forget who you are, and you start talking about shit that nobody fucking knows. Like you talking about my house so nice, it's this long driveway, then the raccoon pops up. Like, what are you talking about, Kevin? Now, like you saying dumb shit now. So yeah, he has lost his right. His antics is the only thing he got now. So yeah, he lost it to me. Like I said, I think he's funny as in we go kick it and have fun jokes, but not as.
Like you said, he works hard as hell.
So,
yeah,
he's always putting work
You got
out
heart.
there.
That's why you got heart.
You got heart, Con?
All right. You don't care for him as a performer, but as far as him being a producer, putting people out there, new people, new faces.
Tiffany
I
Haddish.
think he's done a great job with that. Also, there's nothing he did wrong on that end to me, but I could see where Cat Williams would say, these people they aren't so much undeserving of it, but they got looked over because of Cat Williams' celebrity and how he vouched for them, opposed to like, okay, yeah, Kevin, he's the biggest star we have in movies and in comedy today, so he vouches for Lil Rel and Tiffany Haddish. They get shows immediately, movies immediately, opposed to Cat Williams, who was the man, but he's not the man anymore. But he vouches for Lunel and Melanie Camacho and Red Grant, and they just doing circuit shows,
Right.
And they've been on the circuit for damn near 20 years now,
Right.
So I can see why people would be a little bitter about that on that side, but you can't. I don't think you should bring down the other side for taking advantage of their opportunity.
I look at it as in time changes. Now we have a situation, a period where social media makes everything now the thing to come. You have young kids who's growing up now. Nobody wants to see Lunel. We probably do, but nobody wants to see Lunel. Cat Williams was hilarious to us in Next Friday. But now, Cat, all these antics you've been doing, nobody really cares for you. You know what I'm saying? Like even with Kevin Hart. We saw you at that moment. Now we don't want to see you no more. You know what I'm saying? You're not funny to us no more. And now it's the new comics, L'Oreal, Tiffany Haddish. It's going to keep happening that way. You're not going to stay on top forever. You can keep yourself top, keep getting that money the way you want to and, move and venture off. But you're not going to keep that money going forever. That's why I say I don't think it was hate, but I think it was you're mad because you lost your spot when you could have had that going. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. The situation is weird to me because I wouldn't sit there and came at Cat Williams or came at Kevin Hart or Mike Epps or whatever because they still funny. Mike Epps, you falling off because when you look at his stand-ups, he say the same jokes over and over. So how can you get mad if Kevin Hart doing what he doing? You repeating the same shit. Of course nobody about to keep listening to you.
And on some real stuff, they done started several of the old school comedian jokes and
right.
used them.
Right, and it's like even if Kevin ain't funny, he's still bringing you new shit. You still telling us about baby, why are you still talking about that, Mike?
Pretty funny.
It's funny, but it's old now. That was 7-10 years ago. Give me something new about your life. And the way Mike Epps talked, like he had a joke. He was on the what's they call the Drinking Champs. He had a story. He said he was robbed. They put him in the back of the car, and the motherfucker was the music went off. He knocked on the door. Hey, cut that back on. That was a funny little story. Bring that up in your show. Bring some. Don't give us. Baby, I don't want to keep hearing that shit.
He's done it, but that's the thing. Like his material be like he can only fill in so much, and he's got to bring back those old jokes to fill in the rest of that time.
Right.
That's why it's like how he said Kevin Hart is a hard worker. Even though he makes corny dumb shit, he sits back and try to think of something new at least. Think of something new.
Raccoon in the sidewalk.
Right, it's dumb, but he thought about some shit, and he trying to make somebody laugh out there with his antics.
That bump shit was trash.
Right, that was irritating as hell. Bump, you get a bump. Touch my lip. Right, but he threw them antics out there to try to make people laugh, and
white people think that shit's hilarious,
and that's why he getting them bags now.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So, what did you think of his gatekeeper comment that he said on that interview when he was saying like it's people that's at the gate and they choose who's gonna be at the gate next. And instead of you know, once you there at the gate, not opening it and continuing that trend, you kind of just bringing in who you want to bring in. What did you think of that? I thought that was kind of interesting because he didn't name no names, but he said,
I just named the names. So like that's an accurate statement to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like he brought in, or he helped bring in Tiffany Haddish.
Mm-hmm.
He helped bring in Lil Rel. You know, he's putting on Spank,
right,
and all his Plastic Cup boys.
But that, like I said, that all goes with the people who you communicate with. No,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's not low.
Day,
Fuck Cat Williams. I know him.
At the end of the
I know
day,
these people more.
This is business.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got to conduct good business.
Right.
And somebody that's getting arrested and always in the tabloids,
you're not finna do that.
Fighting with kids on the internet, that's not good business. That's not a good person to do business with.
Right.
right.
You know,
because you sit here and give this person a chance. Like Jay-Z gave, what he say, gave Kanye that money and you fucked over it. You know what I'm saying? You think about shit like that. Like, I don't think I want to do this again.
When people are put at a high position and then you screw it up, why would I give you that position
You
again?
You want to keep
There's
making
other
money.
people in line to, you know, who's
not do these things. Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head.
Somebody else want to play. Somebody else want to eat, B.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to eat out here, B.
You want to still fight children.
It's almost like on 2K. Like if you playing at the park,
yeah.
you got, you know, 3 dudes waiting to play next. You can't just bring in, you know, who you want, you know, that you want on the team, and forget about those people that's next.
Right.
They have next. Like we can't just bypass them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Even though they try.
Yeah.
They get off the blue circle.
And Mike Epps failed. And Mike Epps failed in that last stand-up special. Man, he messed up the joke at the end, like, and had to retell.
Yeah, he showed it.
Had to retell the build up again.
And it's like, damn, do I want to give him money to do this? You know what I'm saying? You're right.
I went to see Mike Epps live, met him, took a picture with him, and he said a lot of the same jokes that I've been hearing for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Man, I went to a show and I was like, man, he recycling his jokes.
Yeah, it's a lot of recycling.
And that's why
a lot of money for real, genuine, like fresh jokes. I don't want to hear the same stuff.
Right, and that's why
right.
a lot of these newcomers coming up because they got new shit to tell. They got, you know, you keep giving us the same shit. Why are we gonna keep? I don't want to keep listening to you.
Country Wayne pretty funny to me, though.
Like Eddie Murphy when he came out, he did what, 2 stand-ups, and then he went to movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like Kevin Hart should have did, but he keep doing them, and it's just falling
Kevin
apart.
Hart's a workaholic, man. I take my hat off to that.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty much it for movies, man.
Oh, one other thing I forgot to put on the docket. James Gunn is going to be the director of Suicide Squad 2.
Oh, so it's another one coming out?
Yep.
I actually like Suicide Squad.
Is Will gonna be in that one?
That I don't know yet. They ain't confirmed. I think it's a safe bet to say he's gonna be in the next one. And you know, James Gunn did the Guardians of the Galaxy series, so.
Ooh.
Oh, he's the one that got fired.
Mm-hmm.
From them.
So DC went and scooped him up real quick.
That was smart, DC.
Now, I hope he keeps that same like color theme in the movie because I liked it. Maybe they could switch the color, but I like having.
What for Suicide Squad?
Yeah, they had like that purplish hue in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, they got kind of paying, man. It wasn't a bad movie like everybody made it out.
Yeah, they wanted because it was Marvel.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to support it, so I just.
Of course,
hate it.
Batista wanted to jump and come over there.
Oh, did you hear about Batista being Bane?
Being what?
But-
Bane.
Oh,
No, he ain't. That's what I'm saying.
What you like? I said Bane.
Yeah,
like man, like what?
hold on, bro.
That's not for this podcast. But
He should have been Bane.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy did it justice, but as far as like the size of Bane,
that motherfucker big.
Batista is
Huge, bro.
Tom Hardy's only 5'8",
He's short as hell. They made
but
him look like
Christian Bale is short, so
Right.
So he must be Tom Hardy must be taller than Christian Bale because that's crazy. Actors are small as fuck.
they are.
Damn. Hollywood.
So that's movies, bro.
All right. So we got some social discussions, and then we got some questions for our guests. Let's run through these social discussion questions real quick, and then we'll jump into our interview. All right, shall we, gentlemen?
Okay.
Alrighty, so President Trump was talking last week. I can't remember. He was just doing like a general press conference, I believe. And of course, got Chicago in his mouth again. Pause. He said they need to they need to bring back basically the stop and frisk
Policy.
and policy and bring it here in Chicago. Now, that they were doing that in New York, but eventually they went away from that. It was causing too much controversy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's saying that's something they need to do here in Chicago. So, what do y'all think about that?
I don't know.
I don't like the idea of people being violated like that.
Right.
Now, if you have probable cause,
Didn't do it.
sure. But if you just, you see some people walking down the street and you feel like you need to search them, that's wrong.
Yeah, because that will cause a lot of backlash and all the stuff that's going on that shouldn't be going on now. So I don't like it either.
Me neither. Honestly, I think it probably make crime rate even go worse.
Yeah, because they said that's what happened in New York. It went up.
Yeah.
When they stopped it, it went back down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they should let that be.
Leave that shit alone.
He obviously don't know about the guy that got killed over there over east when the police kind of just was. It was kind of under that act if you really think about it. Stop and frisk, where they just kind of came to do like, hey, what you doing? And then he kind of like snatched away from the cop because there was one cop right there talking to him. He was cooperating with that cop, and then the other one just walks up and tries to like just put his hands behind his back. He sitting there talking to one cop, and the other one just come up and just trying to act like he finna arrest him for no reason, and that's when dude ended up getting killed.
Wow.
Looking for a reaction.
Yeah.
I saw something on Facebook where they was like a bunch of cops. They was trying to get this dude. He had a gun, but he had his carry and conceal. They found that shit out. They looked dumb as hell. They was mad. The people was recording was just laughing at him.
Yeah.
They was feeling stupid because it's like he wasn't doing nothing. He was just walking or in his car, whatever he was. He wasn't doing nothing. Nobody. Y'all just wanted to put something on this man, and you couldn't.
Right. All right. So, in Michigan, now this was a topic we had for last week we couldn't get into, but it was a good one. So, in Michigan, people who receive food stamps will now have to work at least a part-time job in order to continue receiving them. So, do you guys think that that's something that should be happening, or is it something that ain't cool?
I don't think it's at least a part-time job. I think they have to, because I know there's people that's getting food stamps working full-time jobs. So, I ain't saying no names. I ain't pointing no elbows at nobody. But, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, people been getting over on the system, getting them benefits, and still getting their full paycheck. So.
Right. I think it's cool shit because I remember having a part-time job. It's hard to eat. I need something to help me eat, and that when I did do the same thing, I was getting over. It was working. Shit, I was cool. I got my money to keep, and I can eat whenever I want to. I got this little $100 coming in.
Right.
Thank you. But I think they should do it for everywhere because a lot of people out here are working part-time or 2 jobs trying to make ends meet, and when it comes to food, shit is expensive, especially you want to eat healthy and not bad all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem if you're a part-time worker. I think the problem was if you're working full-time.
I feel like they should make it to where if you're making over a certain amount.
Well, that's how it's supposed to go. Because I went and tried to get some money one time. I was working part-time, and they gave me $16. So, that was enough for some cereal.
Yeah, they cut mine down to like $5. I was like, what the fuck is wrong?
I got the I think it was the SNAP health benefit. I got the county care. That shit was trash.
Yeah. I feel like if you make a certain amount where you can feed yourself, then you shouldn't get them. But if you feel like I got an apartment, I got a car note, I got this, that's at least helping out with food. Shit, let the person get something on it, 100 or something on the food at least.
Right.
Yeah, they should take into account what you make, what your expenses are, and the difference should be,
right,
the amount that they would give you. It shouldn't be, you got to work part-time.
Right, yeah.
I might not be making no money. Shit.
Right. So, yeah, fix that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. All right, so that's our, social discussion questions. Right now, we're going to jump into the interview with Mr. A.R. Muse. All righty. So, question number 1. What made you want to start uplifting people and giving motivation to others?
I think what made me really start getting into motivating people was pain. Being backed in a corner and find out like, dang, I really don't have nobody here to support me or help me. And then that's when I realized, man, the most important person that's right there inside of you. And that's when I started developing self-love. And once I started developing a self-love, I wanted to give other people that love that I was giving myself. In the process, I became more into the spirit, more into being led. And then I started speaking, just speaking. And the more I did it, the more I was like, man, you got to do it. It became more of a, you got to do it. It wasn't just something I was doing. It's like, you got to do it.
So it felt more like a calling to you, if
Purpose.
you will. Okay.
So what are your thoughts on mental health issues in the black community?
Man, it starts off in the household, the family, father. I mean, there ain't enough fathers in there in the process. There are so many kids that are being emotionally damaged. I'm a teacher by trade, by the way. I'm a teacher in Tennessee. So I get to see all these different emotional, like, kids that coming from different walks of the earth. Like, some might be coming from the trailer, some might be coming from the bricks. Bricks are like the apartments like New York's.
Okay.
When they have like 3,000 or 4,000 people in one spot.
Yeah.
You know, kids that have been shot. And I think when it comes to the mental health, people need to start loving themselves more. They need to start valuing themselves more, and rather than trying to value someone else's worth.
Right.
Do you think, like, in the black community, is this more so of a case of, like, post-traumatic stress?
Social media and technology, honestly.
Okay.
I got a saying is GI go and BI go. You know what I'm saying? It's basically good in, good out. You put bad in, bad gonna come out. So you constantly, what your environment gives is what you're gonna get. And there's no one really standing. And when someone does stand, it's not cool. We done made it in society, it's not cool to be positive. It's not cool to talk with BlvdAve. It's not cool to be educated or have knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's where you get the mental issues at. Right there. Where you don't understand the value of knowledge. You don't understand the value of information. Because when you have information, it changes situations.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I try to invest in my kids. That's the reason why when I went into teaching, it wasn't me going in for the check, it was going in for the care.
Mm-hmm.
Because I see that's what's needed in our communities. We need more men that's going to stand up and give them the tools to be able to conquer this important element of ourselves is our mind. If you can't control your mind, you're not going to be able to learn how to react when you're out on the streets.
Right.
When the cop says, "What you doing?"
Right.
You snatch where you run, or you reach for something, you get shot.
Right.
Because most of the education is it's not teaching you to, think first. It's teaching you to react. Put your hands behind your back. Walk in a straight line. Close your mouth. All that is teaching you to react, not think. Where I'm coming in, I want to teach you how to think first, then react. Because when you think, you're able to make better choices.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know we hit this up on the on the podcast part earlier, but what's your take on the antics of Kanye West, and do you think his mental state is in a bad place?
Kanye is smart. Once again, it goes right back to his art.
Right.
Musician. He's creative. So he's a thinker. He's an observer. So he's going to observe too. So I think when it comes to Kanye doing what he's doing it in the angle that he sees best. It's going to work for him. How he's going to be able to use his platform. Because everybody knows Kanye as being what? Wow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Spontaneous, bold.
Right.
He's not afraid to say anything because he don't care about what nobody else has to say about him. That's what I like about your man so much, is that he doesn't care about what nobody has to say about him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And when it comes to his mental state, I think he's in the right.
You said my man's? No, that's not my man.
But
not right now.
When it comes to his mental state, I think like Kanye is smart, but in the same token, I don't like the way he's coming at it, but that's his way, so I respect it.
Right.
But I think he's smart. His mind's right. Look who he has as his wife. Look what she does. She uses her platform to get herself out there, but she's also freeing prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
She's not doing it like everybody's not knowing it, but she's doing it on the radar.
Right.
Maybe Kanye is doing that too, but he's doing it in a way that it might appease them, and then later on down the line, is up because he got what he wants.
Right.
That's change and awareness. So that's where I feel like I think he's in the right state. I think he knows what he's doing. He's doing it his way. We don't agree with it, but he's doing it his way.
All right. So, what are some of the things you feel as a community black people need to do for each other as far as with mental health and just uplifting one another?
Smile, praises, encouraging. There's nothing more powerful than saying, man, you're doing a great job. I hit Phil up every week to encourage him because I feel like that's what's needed. I do a live feed every week where I acknowledge a king from where I'm from, Elaine, Arkansas, 636 people, ETO. And ain't too many people down there really like doing anything. So I'm here to set a platform and say, hey, I come from where you come from. You can have a voice. You can do whatever you want to do. And then the kings that's doing it, I'm going to encourage them to continue. I'm going to encourage them to continue to move forward with what they're doing. So I acknowledge them. I feel like the community needs, first, we need to understand that knowledge is key. We need to understand that learning is cool. Learning is cool. Because when you're not aware of nothing, you're blind.
Yeah.
So when stuff hits you, you don't know how to respond to it. That's for one. And then two, like I said, instead of us trying to pull each other down, we need to be lifting each other up. We tear each other down more than we lift each other up. I see that on social media all the time.
Yeah.
And someone might say something positive, and then someone hit them with, man, if you're gonna say that, you need to live it every day. But maybe they made that change at that moment to live it, and you just took them back to the old person.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to go back to the community with the kids, parenting is a must. It's key. You know, we got grandmas that's 32, 34 years old. We don't have 60-year-old grandmas no more. We don't have 66-year-old grandmas no more because the foundation of family done changed.
Yeah.
It done changed. So that's where I feel like it's needed. You need, for one, you need knowledge. That's for one, knowledge. Information, learn, read. That's the greatest commodity, is information.
Yeah.
Because when you know what to do, you know what choices to make.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
It's awesome. And it's funny that you point that out because, like you said, grandmothers are 32 now. Like, that's crazy. Like, in a sense, they're still growing up. You know what I mean? And now you're in this role where, you know, you the OG, if you will, and they're gonna come to you for their knowledge. And if you don't have it, then it's like, oh man, where's this shit going?
Right.
You know, because the grandmothers in our community normally are the people that, you know, that hold the household together.
And let me take it to another level. And now, see, we got the 32-year-old grandmas, and now who's gonna, you know, now the dads are not in the household.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're either in jail or the fear of letting go that old boy mentality and take on that man responsibility. You made that choice to lay down.
Right.
Now it's time to take that responsibility on. You know what I mean? But let's keep going further. If they're not doing it, who is doing it? TV.
Right.
Social media, radio, music artists. You go into a school, I bet you see about 5-6 young dros in there. I mean, not young dros, but young Dolph.
Yeah.
Their hairstyles, their dressing styles. Ain't nobody teaching them to be unique. Ain't nobody teaching them to be themselves.
Right.
This society is teaching us to be everything that we see on TV, and in the process, everything that we see on TV is taking form here, and it's becoming more of a business in our community where we're taking our black men and we're putting them in jail, and they're using them as modern-day slavery.
Yeah.
And there's no value.
Right.
And in the process, the kids' minds are messed up. There's no respect for the older OGs. There's no respect.
Right.
Well, that's where we come in at the vocal voices. We have to stand up. That's the only way it's gonna change. And in the essence, I don't feel like it's gonna change because we're so programmed in the mind for hatred.
All right.
It's take a lot to deprogram a person, a lot,
Yeah.
because we started getting programmed as kids.
Yeah.
Right.
It's already there.
Yeah, I remember, like, I forgot who was saying this. I think it was Dave Chappelle. He said how like Sesame Street programs kids to how to judge people. Like when you saw like Oscar Grouch living in this trash can, you know, oh Oscar, you're so mean, ew,
Right.
you're terrible. But I mean, like, you know, he doesn't have any means to better his circumstance. That don't mean you treat him differently. You know what I mean? So,
Because I was demoralized as a kid. Like, I was literally demoralized as a kid. Didn't have much. Stayed in the house with 5 different families. Remember laying on the floor, man. I could see the ground through the floor.
wow.
You know what I mean? Waiting for a plate. That's the life. That's the life that I came from. You know what I mean? And people made fun of me when I said, man, I'm going to be something. I'm going to do something. I can't stay here. You know what I mean? Because I seen what I didn't want. I seen what I didn't want. I seen what they was giving me, but I ain't want it.
Right.
I ain't want it. They was offering it, just like they offer pop. They offer you the tools to destroy yourself.
Right.
But it's up to you whether you're not accepting it. Goes right back to our choices.
Right. So, you said that you were a teacher. What do you teach, by the way?
4th grade.
4th grade. So, where do you see yourself, like, in the next 5 years? Do you see yourself continuing to teach or taking your efforts on the road? Or
5 years from now, I will be a millionaire. I will continue to speak. I'll continue to teach. I'm always going to teach. But I feel like the source, God, is preparing me for another level as far as, because this is something that I literally sat down and drew down and wrote and jot down like I drew a picture, and it's on my wall to unfold the earth. All of my talents, all of my abilities, all my trades in the center was vocal voice. So wherever vocal voice leads me, whether it be acting, whether it be music, I'm going to use my platform to bring forth knowledge and truth into our people. I'm going to uplift them. I'm going to give them the knowledge they need, and I'm not going to bring them down. Because if I'm winning, I'm going to continue to focus on winning. I'm not going to bring you down, because that's what losers do. They focus on winners.
right.
I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to bring you up. So 5 years from now, man, I plan on continuing to do what I do, whether it be music, whether it be acting, because I wrote, I got a book out, poetry. So it's just using every platform to get my voice out there, but not only my voice, but my people's voice. It's like I'll stop saying the word nigga, and I'll start saying king. So when I see people, I'm like, what's up, king? You know what I mean? Because that's the mindset I want our people to have, that we're royalty.
Right.
We're kings. We don't have to bring each other down. All of us can get this money. All of us can eat. When you busy worrying about somebody else's plate, you're not eating.
Exactly.
Right.
So my team gonna be eating. 5 years from now, we're gonna be doing what we need to do for our people. And not only that, this earth. Like, I plan on be doing some major things. I will be a millionaire. I will be a vocal voice.
That's what's up, man. What do you feel are symptoms of being in a bad mental state?
Man, when I was in my mental state of, man, I lost a lot of things, man. I lost my family, you know what I'm saying, as far as support, as far as believing in me, as far as seeing me as the man that I am now. They didn't see that. So when I was backed up in the corner, you lose your way of thinking. You become more dark. You become more unsettled. The smallest things can spark you off. I remember going back home, you know, just me being traumatized as a kid. The first time somebody tried to joke with me, I'm snapping on them. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in that dark mental state where I hadn't let go of my past. Well, it's a story about them. You know, I don't know if y'all know about monkeys in Africa or whatever, but you know how they hunt, how they catch monkeys. They put nuts into a jar, and the monkey comes and puts his hand in there and grabs the nuts and holds on to it. You know what I mean? That's how my past was. That's how the mental state was. Me holding on to the past and me thinking about everything that I went through and being petty, like just being a negative Larry, just all the time. It was always about me. Well, let's go back to the monkey. Well, he grabs the nuts. He can't pull his hand out.
Right.
Well, and then the hunter comes and get him. And that's how I was. All I had to do was just let go of them nuts. Let go of them nuts. And then that's when I began to love self. But when I was just fighting, I was fighting warring with me. I was angry. I was suicidal. I thought about killing myself. I thought about taking pills. I was I was in a dark place, short fuse, because I ain't have no support. And that's why I say praises, a smile, a call, a card. The small things build big things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Phil could be the next big thing, which I think he is. But if I give him a call and tell him keep doing it, guess what? A man don't feed off, then he gonna continue to drive. But I ain't have none of that. I ain't have no support. I reached out to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Asked for advice. I reached out to a lot of people and asked for help. I reached out to a lot of people and asked for support. I ain't get that, and I was just in a corner, in a dark place. And the people that I need to love the most hurted me the most. Yeah. You know what I mean? So when you're in that mental state, man, you're in a dark place, man. You don't care. You become a thug. You don't care about nothing or nobody. And that's what they want. They want us to be in that place. Yeah. They either want us in a cage or in the grave.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't want us to rise on that pride rock. Kings.
Is there an age bracket where you think mental health seems to be the most vulnerable? You know, not vulnerable, maybe prominent in a person? Or do you think it's just something that can attack at any age? You know, or does it kind of depend on your situation? Like,
man, it can come from two angles, because you can be born with a silver spoon, and you can also feel like you're you know what I'm saying, not approved. You don't have street smarts. You're not from the streets. Mm-hmm. Or you can be from the streets and not have a silver spoon, and you're like, man, I wish I had that silver spoon. But when it comes to the streets, it started happening as a kid. Once again, they take our fathers away from us. My dad wasn't there for me in my times where I needed him the most. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I feel like kids start learning it early. We didn't teach kids how to lie. They learn how to lie. They didn't teach kids how to manipulate. They learn how to manipulate. So I feel like it starts around two, and all the way from there, because that's when you start taking on more knowledge. Mm-hmm. And my 2-year-old daughter, Neela, she takes on everybody's personality, everybody's traits and stuff like that. And if you're in a bad situation, you're going to begin to pick up all those traits and situations that you see around you, whether it be smoking cigarettes, whether it be drinking, whether it be smoking, whether it be banging, whether it be shooting at people. Mm-hmm. So your mental state is affected as soon as you get into the environment that you're in, especially in the streets. When in the silver spoon, you're trying to make everybody like you. Mm-hmm. You can have all the money in the world and still not be happy. Tom Brady said that in one of his interviews. He said, I have everything. I got the finest wife. I got the cars, the rings. But I still feel like it's something more. And that's where it comes with the mental state with people from silver spoons. They feel like it's something more because they ain't experienced that pain of the struggle. Mm-hmm. And in overcoming it and then seeing the success. They were born into success.
Right.
So it starts at an early age, man, because of our environment. Two, the most, they start taking on more information. And it starts affecting them. They don't want to go to school. They see their mom bringing different dudes into the house. You know what I mean? The dad is not there. Where's dad at?
Right.
And you see a mom with another woman. Oh, why is mom with this other woman?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it starts. Or you look at the TV. Oh, why they have gay puppies on Sesame Street? Once again, they start attacking the mental state early. Mm-hmm. So, and your mind is the most powerful and most potent thing ever, and yet that's the most, we don't take care of it enough.
Right. Yeah, right. That's true.
Because we put in so much garbage into our minds, because our minds are supercomputers. I bet you can remember stuff when you was 11 and 12 years old, just like he remembered when he was 7 years old. Mm-hmm. It's because of the mind. Right. I remember stuff when I can still smell the scent. Mm-hmm. You know, I can still hear the sounds, you know what I'm saying, of the floor creaking, like when I was a kid, because of the experiences that I went through and the things that I had to see and overcome.
You know what? I never thought of the mind like that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
What you saying though, these are all learned behaviors, and I want to ask, do you think with parenting in this day and age, it's kind of taking a step back in the sense that it's too much allowed to be seen by children now, whereas like when we were growing up, let's say for instance, your parents having a conversation that's for adults, they'll tell you, go in your room, you know what I'm saying, or it would be done in an effort to, to maintain that, okay, this might be something you don't need to hear, might be something you don't need to see, where they're protecting you in that manner. Whereas now, mothers might be having a full-on conversation about, whatever in front of the children. Mm-hmm. And it's like you said, okay, well, mom got a woman coming over here. This is a learned behavior. So now, okay, when you start coming of age and become curious, now you might be looking at women, because of what you saw growing up. Mm-hmm. So do you feel like, that's kind of taking a step back? It might be not necessarily the cause of what's going on with the youth now, or is it just kind of how it is?
Man, to be honest, man, I feel like, man, it is learned behavior. It is. Most definitely.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? What are we saying is what is learned? What is being learned? What are we saying?
Depravity. We're learning bad things. We're not learning to dream. Yeah. We're not learning to think. We're learning how to drink. We learn how to roll a blunt. We learn how to stir it up. We learn how to whip it up. We learn how to trap. Mm-hmm. We learn how to get women. We learn how to talk to women, whether it be good or bad. I mean, all of it is a mental thing. And once again, it goes back to who taught us these things. Who's the first savage? Big Phil know that. Who's the first savage, Phil?
Boy, as far as
to start controlling our mind. Do you know what government means?
Oh yeah, that's the.
It means to control the mind. Well, back in the days, how they got our mental state all messed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They take a man, they rape the man in front of the whole posse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again,
the strongest one.
Yep, the strongest one. They attack the mind.
Yeah.
And even today, they're still attacking the mind.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I be on my rant about that, because I think about those things of what they've done back and what they're doing now. That's why I kind of get to that sometimes.
You know what I mean? Why, like I put a post on Instagram too, like why we can rap about, stirring it up, whipping it up, trapping, but we can't rap about killing the police or bump the KKK, you know what I mean? Why we can't rap about that and not get no kind of, lashback?
Right.
But we can talk about killing each other and all of that, and that's cool. They sign off on that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a mind thing. They want to program our minds to kill. They want us to program our minds so that they can put us back in chains. They can program you. Man, we learned how to, Molly, Percocet. We learned that. Right. I ain't know, man, pain pills and stuff like that. Yeah, I used to take pain pills for football. But as far as mixing them up and all that and cooking it up, I ain't know nothing about no baking soda like that.
Right.
They giving us lessons, and even in the movies, like I went back and watched the old school movies out there, my mindset changed, like Juice. And I don't know if y'all remember that part when Q was talking about his he had this big opportunity,
right? And
that big opportunity could have set that whole crew up,
right?
But Raheem was like, I got this big opportunity too. Man, let's go rob the Arab.
Yeah.
This right here, don't mess this up for us. But you only getting about $40, $67. When Q could have won this mixing and scratching DJ and took his whole crew on the road with him. Right. Sat all of them. All of them could have played a part. They could have promoted him. They could have been his hype man.
Right.
But they didn't teach us to think like that.
Damn, I never thought of that.
They teach us to go and rob, kill, steal, hate, bring each other down. You know what I mean? Oh, we teach them that. We can get them back in chains.
And like you say, they put it in the music to a rhythmic pattern so you can remember it,
Molly Percocet. Molly Percocet. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, and I feel like with the society, man, when it comes to like, it's not, I don't feel like it's a physical warfare, man. It's a mental warfare. Mm-hmm. That's the only way we can change the way they treat us. So we got to change the way we think.
So let me ask you this. So on the road to wellness, what does you see as a must-have or a necessity to become better?
You talking about like health or
mentally?
Mentally.
Yeah.
Knowledge.
That's
Knowledge. What I mean by that is you learn how to take care of your body. You learn that when you read, you become valuable. When you know more, you become valuable. Mm-hmm. When you don't know nothing, you're invaluable. Don't nobody want you. Nobody. Think about it. All of our leaders became valuable. What did they do?
Yeah, sure.
Once they started thinking outside of the box, what did they do? Once they started using their minds, what did they do? Yeah. So knowledge become valuable. That's the key. So that goes with knowledge. It's becoming valuable. When you get knowledge, you become valuable. You learn more. Like Phil, like I ain't know nothing about no skateboard, no Spanish. I'm like, man, I ain't even know. I thought that was like an all European thing, but he was like, nah, I know the history. Right. See, and even when the police stop us, I know the law. Well, amendment this, amendment that. You know, Black Panthers, they fought with knowledge at first. But if they touched them, you know, we did our thing. But it's all about knowledge.
That's where it started.
Knowing. And somewhere down the line, once we started, not to take any shots at rap or anything like that, but once we became more, you know what I'm saying, political, you know what I'm saying, as far as with our culture, we forgot about our culture. We started becoming more what they want politically, how they view us. We're angry. Mm-hmm. We're not about uplifting. Mm-hmm. We're not about making change. You know what I mean? So in the process, what happens? Mentally, we get drained. Mentally, we're deprived. Mentally, only thing we want to do now is like Wiz Khalifa, so what we get. Right. Yeah, we're young and young and free. Right. That's what they want. Right. You know what I mean? Not thinking, though. Not thinking.
Yeah.
So
you said you dealt with mental illness. What was your things to make you overcome all of it? What made you overcome all of that?
The will to want to live. The will to want to live and to understand I had something to live for. Because at one point, I felt like I didn't have nothing to live for because I got bombarded with so many negative affirmations about me. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like, man, you need to live. You need to live. So the will to live.
Yeah.
Man. If signs of poor mental health go unacknowledged, what do you think are some of the effects? You know, like we see some things, but like, what do you think in the long run are the effects with that?
Death. And it's like more single parent homes, genocide rate's gonna go up, more police brutality. That's why I think that's what's gonna happen.
Like what's going on right now.
Right. They assassinating us slowly, mentally.
So is it safe to say, or do you feel that our president of this country is suffering from mental illness?
Hell yeah. No, to be honest, I think he's just suffering from a power syndrome. Like he just wants power. He wants dictatorship. He wants to be like Adolf. He just wants power. He's just a power trip. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He loves to be seen. What president stays on, you know what I mean, Instagram and, you know what I'm saying, Twitter yeah. All the time. Yeah. Ain't you supposed to be trying to help America get better?
Right.
Yeah. That's not getting it better. You're making the situation worse when you're targeting celebrities, calling celebrities out, saying I'm this, I'm that. No, so yes, he's mentally messed up. In the process, he done made other people who are mentally messed up try to rise up. Mm-hmm. And you see it in the hidden KKK.
Yeah, definitely. For someone, you overcame mental health issues and everything, do you feel like it's easy to relapse? And what are the steps if you feel like you're finna relapse or go back to it? What steps do you take or people should take to overcome that?
I mean, things that make me relapse or I could relapse is like dealing with, relationships. Like relationships with your loved ones. You know what I mean? I'm still holding on to the old you. And they steady want to bring up your past. You know what I mean? That can trigger a lot too. But what I do is when I feel myself getting angry, I feel myself, getting to the point where I'm about to do something that I know that I regret. I talk to myself, my inner coach. Because if you just sit here and close your mouth and just say a word, you're going to hear something. And that person is your inner coach. That's your inner God. And that's what I allowed to take over me is the God inside of me. I stepped aside and I just let him handle his business. And he's leading me in the right direction because I see it. So the inner coach is just telling yourself that my life is important. And not only that, you might think this strange, but value your consequences. What I mean by that is sit back and think about all the consequences that could possibly happen if you make this bad choice.
Right.
So you have to value your consequences. Because if you don't, you're going to end up making a bad choice and you're going to end up getting one of those consequences from the bad choices that you made because you didn't sit back and think about, if I do this, what's going to happen?
Right.
Because most rappers, your boy Fab, and all of them, you know what I mean? Once again, you learn how to think before you react.
Right.
Even when I'm arguing with my girl or with my kids, I need to think before I react. And I'm talking to my inner coach, talking to the God inside of me.
Right.
And that's a lot of people haven't really discovered that God inside of them because they just think it's just your imagination. But it's not. It's way much more powerful than that, if you believe.
Word. Man, before we close up, man, I just got one more question I want to ask, and it's kind of going back to the whole family thing. Now, I've seen more black men stepping up, handling their responsibilities. They may not live with the woman that they've had children with, but they are stepping up and being prevalent, having a presence in their children's lives. What do you think are some of the reasons? Some just never get to that point, never want to handle their responsibilities, or, what would you say to a man that hasn't, that you would try to steer him into the right direction when it comes to being present in your child's life if you're not, and if you haven't been before but you want to be?
Man, I'll tell them it's very, very important. It's very, very important that you take full responsibility for the choices that you make. You know what I mean? And right now, I feel like anybody that has a kid, it's a blessing, it's an opportunity, it's a purpose. So if you're a father, you have that purpose now. Fatherhood is a purpose. You know what I mean? You're preparing that son or that daughter for their purpose.
Right.
You got to teach them how to elevate. You got to teach them how to think. You got to teach them how to transition from mom and dad to just them. So it's very, very key that men understand that fathers are needed to not only protect the kids but protect the women as well. Because it's a lot of single parent women that's being left, with kids, and dads just don't care. So I would say, man, if you value your legacy, if you value who you are, you'll value your choices that you made to lay down and have that baby.
Right.
Because those kids are a representation of you now. So you have a responsibility to make a choice to stay and develop them kids, or make a choice to run. But I'm telling you, you need to stay. We need more fathers in the house. We don't need more fathers in the jail.
Absolutely.
We don't. We don't need more fathers lowered in the grave with all of these talents and abilities that could set other people free. Because that's the richest place in the world, is the cemetery. all those abilities, all those talents that could have been used, all those ideas, all those creations, because everything that we use, even this microphone I'm talking on, was an idea at one point.
Yeah.
We have to teach our kids to believe in themselves first before they do. It's important. Our first solid foundation comes from our household. Because before we go to the education is going to teach us, but they're not going to teach us what we really, really need.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's the reason why I say knowledge and education is different. Education is only preparing you for a job. Knowledge is something that's going to be with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's something you can pass down too.
Pass down from generation to generation.
Right.
And I tell you this, also, fathers, you don't want to be a lone white tee that says R.I.P. or long live. No, you want a legacy. And if you are a father and you have kids, that's your legacy. Take pride in your legacy. If you don't, they're not going to take pride in it.
Word, man.
Hey, man, before we get out of here, man, give me your social media information, man, so where they can find you at.
I'm on Facebook, and that's Lanier Rogers. And on Instagram, that's AR Muse. It's AR_Muse. You can find me on there. I'm on there, and I'm on Facebook as Lanier Rogers, LENNNER ROGERS. You can find me on those platforms.
Oh, man.
Then you said you had a book, poetry book out, right?
Yes, also, if you want to find my book, too, you can go on popwriters.com. It's called Dramatize. And actually, the writing group is based out of here in Chicago, Illinois. That's where I really started developing my poetry skills, is here in Chicago. So go to popwriters.com. It's called Dramatize.
Cool. So you said you were born in Tennessee?
No, I was born in Elaine, Arkansas.
Okay, you were born in Arkansas. Then you moved here?
No.
So you never moved here?
No, and this is the crazy thing. Man, I always felt connected to Chicago ever since I was young. Like, from the Bulls, the Bears. My stepfather's from Chicago. My girl's from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I visited here like 3 or 4 times. And it's like, I wanted people to know, like, man, when I came here, I don't experience Chirac. I experience the culture of Chicago. Mm-hmm. It's Chicago to me. Like, it's not Chirac to me. You know what I mean? And most of our people that came from where I'm from, Elaine, Arkansas, and down south, came to Chicago to pursue their skills in music, their art form. Yeah. And somewhere down the line, man, that's something too that I feel like it needs to be addressed too, man. Where is those people that's actually pursuing their art, pursuing their gifts, pursuing their talents, activating those skills? But I'm from a small town, man, 636 people. I graduated with 22 people. I used to chop cotton. I did rice gates. I built irrigation systems. I built levees. I built fences. I herd cows. Just man, from the country. But man, if it wasn't for Elaine, man, I wouldn't be who I am now, because that pain, once again, it changed me. That pain of the past, it changed me. That pain of the past, it changed me. It made me who I am now. So,
yeah, man. Well, I want to thank you for coming. I want to thank you for, always texting me and uplifting me. You just made me text my son and tell him, I love him and you're the best kid ever. And, continues to be great. And thank you for sharing our stuff, because you always share our stuff, show support. So, man, I appreciate you a lot, man. And, coming on the show, telling us the issues and stuff that a lot of us need to listen to. I appreciate all that, man.
No problem.
I want you to continue success, man, for real.
We're going to eat. We're going to eat out here, B.
All right. Well, there you have it, man. I'm going to thank my main man, Pete, for having our guest this week, AR Muse. A lot of energy, a lot of positive energy in this one, man. A lot of information.
Good vibes.
You know what I mean? All that good stuff, man. So that's something that, starting BlvdAve, is something I wanted to do. I wanted us to have a platform where we could discuss everything. It didn't just have to be about music or entertainment or sports. I want to delve into health things and health issues, mental health in the black community. That's something that's kind of new that we're not afraid to talk about anymore, if you will. Like for
Right.
a long time, that was, shunned upon in our community. So to see people stepping forward like yourself that are willing to divulge into their past and also give some guidance and some hope for the future. This is always a great thing, man. Always a great thing. All right, so there you have it, man. Man, this off. This is your boy, Old Man Logan.
Your boy.
King B.
A gas station king, P.
It's your boy AR News.
Gas station King B.
King gas station, man.
King AR News. King gas station.
All right, y'all. This is episode number 22. We'll catch y'all next week.
All right, kings and queens.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.